Hey everyone, let's talk about the S&P 500 price action for March 11th, 2021. So the day began just like the other couple of days where we gapped up after selling off late in the day, gapped up, and then had a really strong bull trend in the morning up till about 10 o'clock. But the first half hour or so, we kind of oscillated back and forth. And that's pretty typical of the first half hour where there's a lot of reversals. And that's something you'll learn from price action trading right away. Is the first half hour is the market will go up and down a lot and tend to come back, sell off. And that's just because, the market's opening and spreads are wider and orders are trying to be found and balance. But anyway, so after that, the morning, the 9 o'clock bar, we finally had a breakout, a giant bull bar that broke out of this initial range, but then it came back down and it touched back at the open again, which essentially marked like a double bottom. Okay, and that gave the market a base for it to rally, and it had a really strong rally. So this big bear bar, the next bar is a big bull bar, and it doesn't break the low of this bar. So there's some sign of strength. Okay. And then afterwards we have another small bull bar, and it opens right at the top. Okay. Another bull bar, not a lot of overlapping, and then small bull bar. And then we really take off here where we really see, and this is a sign of real strength, where you just have, one giant bull bar after the next, kind of on top of each other, right after another, and that's like a real strong breakout. And so it's not surprising that the market, even after this, continued higher. You see, none of these bars have broken below the previous bar's low yet, so there's no loss of momentum yet, and that's kind of important. You want to look for when trends slow is losses of momentum. So here we have one pause, and then we finally have the first bear bar that closes below the previous bar. So that's the first loss of momentum. That doesn't mean the market's rolling over. It doesn't mean the market's not going to rally a lot. But it's just one kind of tiny little warning sign. So then we have bull bar, another bar, small bar, bull bar, and then same thing. So finally we have another bar breaks below this bar. It doesn't close above the high. So that's another loss of momentum. Okay, so we have 2 points in here where the momentum's slowing. So the evidence is probably gathering that we may not be rallying much higher from here. Okay, or the probability or the odds are going down. So then small bear bar and big bear bar, which closes below the lows of these 4 bars. And I always talk about that before, how when you take out and close below several bars before them, it's a good sign of, it's a sign that the trend is slowing too. So then we have one more attempt to rally the market. It fails, and then the market comes down, chops around. One more attempt, so a double top. Try to break out to the new high, fail, and then come back and then chop, slow pullback, small bars, slow pullback, just chop over each bar is overlapping. So no one's in control of the market until we finally, the bulls give up and the market has a relatively not a steep decline, but I think if you're a bull, you would probably want the market to end up at its highs, and that's usually a better indicator of strength. So it's not a major deal. I would still think the market has a good chance of, rallying tomorrow or holding its gains, but because this decline is it's too staggered. There's no huge breakouts, but it would have been a little more better if it closed up here, and it would increase the odds of the market being 3 or 4% higher 3 weeks from now. So that's about it. I I hope you're getting the hang of some of these price action tips. I'm going to try and do some more videos about them. But remember, the trend, we always want to be on the right side of the trend, especially as beginners, and not try and trade against it. So thank you and have a really good night. And if you like the video, like or comment, please do. Thank you.